The XR files are protected by the data lockdown system and are only for authorized users. Anyone who is unauthorized will be arrested or shot dead.
Databank file 014. Facility number not applicable. IDN 010-010. Name W01F. Classification Class 2. Containment procedures. Subject is to be terminated by firing squad with miniguns and flamethrowers, then chopped into bits and disposed of in the sun. Description: W01F is a Canis Infernum hellhound who owns the Firerock nightclub on the planet Firerock. W01F is a DJ and is famous around the galaxy. However, he wasn't always called W01F or a famous DJ. Originally from the underworld, W01F was called Hellbringer. He joined the Apex Army at 16 as he wanted to fight for his empire. Fighting alongside the Hellhounds, his platoon invaded Earth looking to feast upon chaos promised by Apex, but the army met something they never expected: the IRS, a army of wolves in red and black combat armor led by the leader, a ruthless lion called Hunter. The two armies fought, but both were powerful, and a stalemate arose. After 2 weeks of combat and mass casualties, the Hellhound platoons were hungry and exhausted. The sergeant ordered the soldiers to charge the enemies. Those who left cover were disintegrated by plasma fire and explosions. Witnessing the deaths of all of his beloved Hellhounds opened Apex eyes to the problem he backed himself into. He was ready to raise the white flag. A Hellhound approached the middle of battleground with a white blood-stained rag on top of a pipe. A IRS death trooper approached with a white flag as well, and treaty talks began. Hunter spoke to Apex and they agreed on a treaty. Hunter will allow all of the Apex army to live, however they had to join the IRS. Apex was reluctant at first, but then he found out the IRS wanted the same goals as his own army. That day forth, the Apex army was integrated into the IRS. The Hellhounds enjoyed their newfound freedom and they spread across the IRS empire. Hellbringer was slightly upset that his army he adored was now owned by the enemy at the first conflict, but he quickly accepted fate and decided to join the IRS space carrier engineering fleet. When he arrived at Firerock, he wanted to begin working as soon as possible. Seeing how slow the space carriers were at relaunching after a flight from Earth to Firerock, he decided to work with the cybernetic factory making cyberhounds that would later make 30% of the IRS security force. He made slight modifications to the cyberhounds. He worked on increasing armor strength and reflexes. The entire Y4 series of cyberhound was made by him. He was later fired for the modifications. He decided to buy a old space carrier as he wanted to explore the solar systems. He called the ship the Voyager. From there he plundered pirate spacecraft, taking everything from gold bars to the floor panels. After a few months he constructed a new weapon, the base cannon. This would make anyone in range deaf, and if correct the frequency could make people sleep or make their heads explode. After his travels he returned to Firerock and purchased an underground parking lot, turning it into a rave club. He quickly gained a large attention, and after 2 months he began construction of a new nightclub. The W01F tower stands tall with the central zone skyline, and it's a popular destination for nights out and to party. However, with the destruction of Earth, his past will return and haunt him. Location: Firerock Central Zone, Media City, Firerock Nightclub. Refer to the IRS report, Ref 013 Document 0076, for details related to their discovery. Refer to the IRS report, Ref 013 Document 0077, for details related to the current location. Reference: IRS report, Ref 013 Document 0076, for details related to their discovery. W01F, also known as Private Hellbringer, joined the Apex Army at 16 and served the Apex Army until their defeat at the Battle of Hellgate, where they were then merged into the IRS. IRS report, Ref 013 Document 0077, for details related to the current location. Subject has been sighted at a nightclub he established originally in an underground car park of a tower block, later buying the whole tower and a used warehouse in the southern ports of Firerock. Additional notes: 1. Subject has the only nightclub in Firerock. 2. Was previously a space pirate and engineer.